Hey, 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 chickadees. Welcome in to today's episode of Mojo Mysticism. Today, I am by the Pacific Ocean, very, very close to the Pacific Ocean. You might be able to guess where I am because of the background here. That's obviously Diamond Head on the island of Oahu in Hawaii. So I've been here working yesterday, doing some training, and then tomorrow some more training. And so I've got a little R&R today, and I just wanted to take all of you down seaside here and actually have a card pull. So I'll kind of give you the whole view here of this area where I'm sitting and actually in Waikiki. It's just beautiful. I've been out here all morning meditating since sunrise and just really, really, really enjoying the beautiful peace of the ocean. And so let's get to it. So, because I'm traveling, as you know, right now, usually what I do is we pull from the Oracle, Wisdom of the Oracle Pocket Edition. So today is no exception to that. So we're going to see what the message is. So the guides, our collective guides, have really been continuing to give us messages about how our life is transitioning. So last week we talked a lot about how we deal with events in our lives that we might normally interpret as disappointments that are not. And frankly, yesterday was kind of a continuation on part of that theme. So I'm excited to see what they have for us today. And I'll tell you, my meditation this morning was very, very interesting. So there's definitely some magic here by the ocean today. So let's just see what they have for us. So let's see. And I'm going to show you the cards as they come out and then put them in the sand. Okay, so this is no stranger to us. So the first card that they brought us today, again, this is our friend, number 48, Poised. Number 48, Poised. So that's the first card that's come out. And then we'll see what the second card they bring us. And by the way, I think it's about 6 a.m., maybe 6:15 or so here in Honolulu this morning. Oh my gosh. So they're bringing out all the greatest hits so far. So this is our other friend, card number 40, Co-Create. Card number 40, Co-Create. So these are all cards that we've seen very, very recently. And then here is our third card. Oh, this is different. So they're giving us a variation. So this is card number 42, Chop Wood. Card number 42, Chop Wood. So, so the interesting thing about the variation today on the message is still the same theme, right? In some ways, right? We are poised for what is coming next in our life. And I will tell you, I'll just share with you that my meditation this morning, my guides were saying, you cannot go where you're going and not be willing to give up everything about your life as it currently is. They're not saying I have to give it up. They're saying I have to be willing to give all of it up. And that is very painful, but that's also what it means to be poised in some ways. So this poised card today, oh, hello, little jogger. This poised card today is really asking us that question. Are we willing? Are we poised for what's next? Are we prepared to take whatever actions might be required of us in order to enter into what is next, right? Because what is next is actually a new level of co-creation. And what they're telling us is when we kind of allow ourselves to, let's see, I'm going to say, what is the word you want me to use? So I'm talking to my guides here. Okay, when we are willing to when we're willing to give these things up, our attachments, whether they're to parts of our lives that we adore, like maybe it's a job or a career or people and friends in our lives. But when we're willing to give those up, and I'm not saying we have to give them up because that's an individual question that is with you and your guides. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. But what I am saying is the willingness to put it all on the line. And I mean all, every single aspect of your life on the line. I believe that's when we can enter into a much deeper level of co-creation with spirit. And that spirit can bring into our lives new people, maybe old people in a new way, right? Old friends, family in a new way, in a new aspect of co-creation that we haven't yet encountered. And while that's happening and while that's coming about, our job is to chop wood, right? Continue to do the things that we do every day, continue to dedicate ourselves to our practice in whatever form that takes for you, dedicate ourselves to our friends and our family and our career that we're currently in, but be willing to step into that. And so I'm going to give you a little example that they're reminding me of right now, which is just it's a glorious kind of uh, evolution in my personal life. So I will tell you that for the better part by far, like I'm going to say, see, Tina and I have been together for 30, almost 31 years now, 31 years. And I will tell you that for 30 of those years, I was a seeker and she was not a seeker. Um, and so she just wasn't interested in spirituality, which is perfectly fine. And I was perfectly comfortable with that. And she was hopefully perfectly comfortable with me being a deep seeker. And apparently she was because we're still together. So, oh, I'm going to move this camera. We've got a few white caps on the horizon that I think you might be interested in seeing. Let's see if I can zoom in on these for you. But during that time, you know, we adjusted, right? We love each other deeply. We adjusted to all of this. And so, oh my gosh, if I could just stop messing with this camera. There we go. So during that time, you know, we adjusted. We're very, very well matched in most areas, and in some areas, maybe, you know, not quite as well matched, but we make it work beautifully. And we're committed. But here's the thing: a year ago, maybe not even a year at this point, um, she all of a sudden decided to start meditating and start connecting with her birth guide and, you know, becoming more of a seeker than she had ever been. And it's been such a beautiful, beautiful experience to watch her in her development. Oops, I'm still messing with this camera. And it's brought me such joy in my life, and that she and I now literally just, you know, in the last, I don't know, months since she started really seeking, we co-create together on a different level than we ever have. And it's been such a beautiful, I'm going to say, evolution of our marriage. And yeah, so I think that's probably about all I have to say about that. But that's one way in which this can manifest itself. Obviously, the other way is when we are co-creating with spirit and we commit at a new level, and when we're, you know, kind of inspired to do that, then that co-creation with spirit takes on a whole new dimension as well. So, and I think that's really what they're asking us to consider is where in our lives are we being invited to get poised, right? Get in that position. So last week we talked about the cheetah, and right, getting in that position where you're kind of backed up and you're ready to jump when you're asked. You're willing to make that what seems like a sacrifice. It's actually not a sacrifice, but it feels that way. Like it feels that way. So this morning in my meditation, when I'm being told that my future life will never appear if I'm not willing to give up my current life, you know, it had me in tears because it's like, am I really willing to do that? And that answer is absolutely I am. There's no question. And it's scary, right? It had me in tears. I was afraid. I was sad. And yet sometimes that's what it takes if you're committed to living this life in this way. So that's the message today. I'm going to see if I can back this thing out and show you the cards again. So, but I just want each of us, we're being asked to consider where where we've got an opportunity to, you know, to get poised, right? To commit at a deeper level. Oops, there we go. See if I can get all the way down there, and move in that direction, right? No matter the cost. So, so here are the cards for today. Poised, number 48. Oops. Co-create, number 40, and chop wood, number 42. So it is interesting that they all start with fours this reading. That's not lost on me either. It's very interesting, very earthy of them. And we've got a 12, which is a 3 in poised. We've got a 4 in co-create, very grounding number. And then the 6 in chopwood. So that's it for today, chickadees. I hope you have a fabulous day. I know I'm going to have a gorgeous day here by the ocean. And yeah, look for areas where you might be being asked to take it to the next level. So, all right, I love you. Have a fabulous day, and we will see you next time on Mojo Mysticism.